things you do, they make me no. This distance is taking a hold of me for sure. Baby, come.
All right. We are back here at Faith and Fashion 360. This is your host, Brianna Fosu, and we are live here at FUNKnationRadio. Cold and all. Listen, the allergies are getting me. But we're here, we're pushing through because we are bosses and we are doing the thing. Right. So we are celebrating the final week of Friendsgiving, even though we're in the first week of December. It's cool, tidings of comfort and joy and all that good stuff. Yes. So I'm here with business bestie duo, Kari Holmes and Elizabeth Strong. Hello. Hey ladies, how y'all doing?
It's nice to be here.
So they were just telling me about their just beautiful, awesome, divine connection origin story, and one of the things I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think makes a good friend? How do you, because I think that a lot of the times, like we use the word loosely, and once in like a blue moon we get like a really good friend, like we get a really good friend, and maybe for a lot of us, like we get that a couple times, but what do you really look for? Because outside of that divine connection, right? Mm-hmm. Like there is obviously something that continued to keep you guys in friendship, in networking, in loving on each other for this period of time. What do you think makes a good friend? I'll start with you, Kari.
Oh, really? I was going to let Elizabeth answer first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so, well, first of all, we have very similar personalities, so that really helps. So we like...
Listen, I call them Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah.
So,
we are chocolate and vanilla twins. Yes, we are twinning. So we have very similar personalities. We like a lot of the same things. We're both very, very extra. So we love and respect each other's extraness.
Let me just blow up this spot a little bit. So when I approached Elizabeth and Kari for this wonderful interview here at the Impulse Selfie Salon, the list of things
that we
they're
need
like,
to know.
Can we bring extra outfits? Will there be music? Are we able to bring a photographer to photog us of photogging ourselves? And I was like, I love them so much. I swear.
People can guess which one of us asked which questions, okay? You already know. You can guess.
How many outfits do we bring? You know, stuff like that. So anyway, yes. Yeah.
So so that does help that we have very, very similar.
Can we bring guests?
Yes, that was it. Yep. We needed assistance.
Assistant for the assistant.
Yeah. So that helps. We have very, very similar personalities, and I think that what we stand for and our values is also very similar. And we both realized we had such a great connection and such a great friendship. We wanted to always make sure too that we honored that. So, and I remember too, Kari one time had said to me a long time ago, with a discussion about something that I was concerned about from, another friend situation, acquaintance situation, and she said to me, while we're talking about this, she said, let's just real quick talk about us. And she said, let's just make sure that if we ever have anything or any problem to discuss, that we need to come to each other.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't ever want us to get to that where we start to be acquaintances. We want to keep our really good friendship.
Right.
So we always want to be able to talk to each other. Yeah.
Because guess what? Some conversations might be awkward. Some conversations might be tough. But I mean, that's the test of like really good friendship, being able to get through those awkward moments and still have a friendship and still have a friend. So
absolutely.
Absolutely. What about you, Kari?
And wait, I want to add one more thing. One more thing that I just think is so amazing about Kari, which I just love so much as a friend of hers. She is a supporting friend. It is so important to me because, I really, I love to see people supporting, especially women supporting women, people supporting people. But, Kari she supports people, but she is one of my number one biggest fans and biggest supporters. And if she can't attend an event, if she doesn't make a purchase that doesn't even change a thing, she will promote your event. She'll tell people. She will share it.
Share it.
Yep, she is a supporting friend. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you crying?
I am.
Maybe.
Oh. It's nice to hear that. It's nice to hear that stuff though, because sometimes we feel like we're putting out and we don't always get back.
We don't.
But it's nice to be noticed. It's nice to be acknowledged. That's not why we do things. It's not our MO for things. But it is nice for somebody to be like, listen, I see you and thank you for that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay. What you got, Kari?
Well, I do.
It's not a bad talk. It's good.
everything that Elizabeth said, but this is where I was talking about, like a little bit of tea. Because we've grown as friends.
Yeah.
We have had those conversations that was hard to have, but I think it was, first of all, getting very clear with myself what it is that I need from a friend.
Yeah.
Because a
That's
lot
true.
of
That's
situations have happened in the past where I'm like, well, that person didn't stand up for me and I feel bad about that, but they couldn't because XYZ. In essence, making an excuse for them so I could keep that friendship.
Right.
And I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't have any more excuses for what I really believe I need and I deserve from a friend. And if I cannot have that, at least I need, bless you, at least I need to be able to say, this is what I need from you.
Right.
And also allow the person to say, you know what? I can do that or I can't. And then work from there. But in most relationships in the past, I didn't tell my friends what I needed. I got hurt that they didn't stand up for me, speak up for me. I do a lot of, work in the community.
Absolutely.
I get a lot, I get involved a lot with community initiatives. One of the things, which is kind of like tea, but it's something that we worked through.
Right.
And again, this was just asking for what we needed. We both do that. And I don't
Right.
know if that's because of what we, like I said, the place that we came to in our own lives. You need to do that. Ask for
Right.
what you need from your friends. You might have an outrageous request, but if it's truly what you need, your friend will be like, that is crazy. Nobody's ever asked me that before, but for you, I'll do it. Or I can't, but I'll do this.
Right.
You know? And then that also shows like a level of commitment. When you have a friend that you care about, if they say, I really need you to do this, or I really wish you could do this, you have to just say, you know what? Let me see if I can meet that need.
Right.
One of the things, before I tell the tea story, that
I'm
made
excited. I don't know. Look,
Yeah.
look. Me and Elizabeth and Whisper. I'm like, I'm excited. Elizabeth, I'm nervous. I want to hear it.
Yeah, one of the things that meant a lot, was like pivotal in our relationship, was that when our father passed away,
Right.
we had his memorial like a month after his death, and it was on Mother's Day weekend, and it was a
Right.
Saturday. Now I know how extremely busy and booked and busy Elizabeth would have been. At the time, we weren't as close.
Right.
But we were close enough that she reached out to us. She was in touch with myself, Ian, and Kimberly, my brother and sister. And I remember her saying, like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but, can I see you guys afterward, this or that? And there were several people who had said, like, the craziest things to me why they couldn't be there. Someone asked me to send their mom a message because they were going to be working. It was their busy weekend. And I was like, I'm not going to give her that message because right now
Right.
that's going to be hurtful. And I was on the edge,
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
but when she showed up, I knew. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that was a big step for me. And I needed my friends at that moment.
Right.
So that was a big thing for me. And I was like, wow, I was saying like with the tea, the tea part. We have mutual friends that treat us different than the way we treat each other.
Right.
And I listen to my friend when she tells me something hurt her or something happened.
Absolutely.
And I make sure that I do not do that. There are some things that I was like, well, I would have told you that.
Yeah.
But I won't because I heard her say,
That
if they had said this or that, or if they had done this or that. So I'm like, okay, that's your love language. Showing up, not changing plans. Because she's an organized person and I'm the opposite. I'm like, let's fly by the seat of our pants or by the seat of whatever.
And I'm like, are you crazy? We need a
Kari
plan.
and I have come to an understanding.
Organized plan.
We love
Where's
her.
the itinerary?
Yeah, I'm like,
And she,
we were supposed to start at 11:05.
even when she reached out and she's like, when you reached out, you're like, can we do this? And I was like, you should have asked this last year if you want to do that this year. Like Elizabeth plans and plans.
Right.
But
Which is why we're the last one of the month.
yes,
Because they want to run my
we had to-
schedule.
we had to thank you.
We made it happen. We're here.
But
Yeah.
when your friend asks you for something that is like the antithesis of you, that's when the rubber meets the road. One of the times, and again, this is tea, but it's not like as funny. It was more serious when all that stuff came around with the murder of George Floyd. Obviously, we're in two different cultural worlds.
Right.
And Elizabeth really wanted to show her support and her love for the African American community, for just humanity.
Right.
And she says, oh, I want to post this or that. And I said, well, I don't want to post it because I'm not very happy with people who are letting this happen with African Americans. And I'm not happy with white presenting people. And I don't want to post any pictures because I really don't want to give people the picture like, oh, it's just, kumbaya, la la la. Like, we need to make significant changes. And then, of course, all that stuff happened, which I'm glad, supporting Black businesses. I was like, what does that have to do with it? But okay, we'll take it. Because like that needed to be happening anyway. So it was an honest conversation that we had about
For sure.
that.
Right.
And everything about our relationship, is open and honest. But to the extent where, again, number one, I got very clear on what I needed. And I thought, if it's outrageous that I need my friends to stand up for me when someone's coming for me on social media, at least I need to be able to say to the new relationships that I'm in, this is what I feel I need right now. Now, you tell me if I'm out of line or crazy, because you can add balance, some input and counsel. Yeah. And they're like, what? No, nobody cares about that or whatever. Like, girl, you tripping. Like, we love you and whatever. But she's like, okay, got you, right? And then in some things where we think alike, it's normal and natural. But in other things where we're not maybe on the same page, we listen to each other. And if she tells me that something would hurt, offend, or bother her, or that there are others who have hurt, offended, or bothered her, or done something to her that was not kind or professional or, ethical, I'm like, duly noted. And it's not like I'm taking numbers of that I'm not going to talk to that person or not. But in order to have a relationship with this person, you cannot constantly throw daggers in the backs of people that you call friends. And I'm telling you, this part is tea. Because the Lehigh Valley loves to do that. And still be like, we're friends. No, we're not. I'm a friend to you. I'm a friend to you.
But
I'm
are you
still
a
going to
friend
speak
back?
to you.
This is not reciprocal.
But are you a friend back? Are you being a friend back?
Yes.
Yep.
And the fact of the matter is, last and finally, that you have to renew that. Because we have both grown. Our requirements for friendship have changed. So we've kept pace with each other, I think, very well to say, okay, what do we need now? And we flow very well together that way in the things that we're not necessarily alike about. But we've gotten to the point where whatever's happening, we're going to talk about it.
For sure.
Whatever's happening, we're going to talk about it.
I was going to say, and that's so important. One of the things that I really liked that you said was that you got to a place where you knew what you required in a friend. Because we think that that's just like that's something that you got to talk about. Like, just like you would in a romantic relationship, just like you would for, anything else that's super important. It's a relationship. So, sometimes we have these expectations. We have them all the way back here. And we just think that people are going to know. And we think that people are going to understand. And that's the breakdown of so many friendships, because you didn't do this for me and you weren't here for me and you were, but I didn't know. That wasn't something that I knew to do for you. That wasn't something that that's not the level that I thought we were at. That, you know what I mean? Just so many
communication,
different,
communication and trust. Those are the two really important things too that we have.
Trust,
communication and trust. I really do
Yes.
trust her. Like, I can tell her secrets and she will keep my secrets.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like, I really do
absolutely.
trust her.
Yeah.
If I need to get something off my chest, I can talk to her.
Right. Because there's so much unspoken, I feel like, sometimes about friendship. Like,
And a lot of that sometimes is because, like I said, for me, I really had given up on the support that I felt I wanted. Like, I got hurt from other friends just leaving me out in the cold, not standing up for me, not speaking up. And I started to notice the pattern, like, this is the same area of disappointment. So I'm like, well, I'm a sanguine personality. I'm going to need to meet some new people. And when I do, I'm going to have to tell them, this is what I need. And then from there, I was willing to say, you might be out of the box requesting like 150 things that are impossible. This might be like over the top, what you need. And I was like, I don't think it is, but it might be. It might be, because, hey, again,
guess what? You
it's the Lehigh
found
Valley.
You found someone that was willing to bring you the mood, and I think that is so important.
And more.
And more.
Yes.
That's really beautiful, and I think that that's not something that happens a lot. That's not a conversation. There's no conversation. It's just like, we're friends, and we're just gonna go through this thing, swinging, flapping blind with our eyes closed, and that's
But
where the
you
breakdown.
you also have to be mature within yourself to say, maybe this will change, but right now, this is what I need. And this is where I am, and this is what I'm doing. And you have to be willing to communicate that, because you have to value yourself enough to say, this is what you need in this relationship. This is what you need in this moment in your life. And as that shifts and that changes, I think we've gotten to the point where we're just open enough with each other. And then also, like I said, when I don't know how to stress this enough, but I think it was Stephen Covey or like a relationship expert, and he was really popular around the time when Maxwell had come out with the 7 types, and it's, don't sweat the small stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And he explained, and I hope I'm giving the right credit, but one of these experts, relationship.
Tell me, and then I'll link
this
it.
This changed my life. Our family did this whole assessment that they did, where he basically just said your relationships are like an account, whether it's family, marital, romantic, or whatever, relational, or what have you. When you withdraw from the account, everyone makes withdrawals.
Yeah, sure.
You need to make sure that you give back to that person what they need to replenish the account before you make another withdrawal. And if you've made several
deposits as well,
yeah,
Right, the balance.
and
Good
that
balance.
is, that's a big key.
Right.
Because just because you have a friend, you can't take them for granted.
Yeah.
You can't take for granted like, oh, and I mean, I'm talking about healthy. Like,
Yeah,
if
right,
you
right,
get to
right.
the point where a lot of people keep relationships, but they're not happy with those relationships. They're like, that person comes over
It's just
for
here.
Thanksgiving
Yeah.
or Christmas and carries on and does whatever.
Just like a status quo type thing.
and everybody else knows she is your friend. But when you're talking about really having a healthy relationship, you have to be conscious. Like, you
Yeah.
can't just take for granted that you have that friend.
Yeah.
You have to be conscious that you may not have talked in a while, that you need to reconnect, that maybe
For
you need
sure.
to send them a gift or a thank you, or that you need to do something that will matter and be important to them. That we're definitely going to be, communicating about that.
Right.
If I say, or if, whatever it is. And,
Right,
and I think that
absolutely.
she does the same with me. She's like, oh, okay, I might have an event. She's like, is this 2 weeks from now? I'm like, yes, it is. Can you make it?
Right.
And I know that if she shows up for something that I put together 2 weeks ago,
That was a lot.
That's
for
a
her.
lot.
That was a lot.
That's
for
a
her.
lot.
Could you please plan something 6 weeks out?
she's like,
I
girl,
love it.
I'm going to be in the DR. I'll send you a donation.
Because she always somewhere. She is always. Let me tell you, you
can I
guys
cash out?
gotta follow Elizabeth. She is a travel vlogger influencer like no other. I love that.
And I will
love the
tell you
balance. Yeah.
that my sister Kimberly, although she's the younger one, I bounce a lot of that relationship.
I didn't
off
know
of her.
that.
Yeah, see, because
You
anybody
could
who
not
knows
tell me that Kimberly was
Kimberly
young.
is the
She's the
baby
baby.
boss.
Yeah, she's the baby.
You know that little cartoon with the boss baby? That is Kimberly.
Yeah. No way.
My mom calls her Moses
The more you know.
because she is.
Yeah.
She's even the boss of my mom.
Right.
She was like, oh, there's COVID and monkeypox. Church is canceled.
Yeah.
Mom just wanted to let you know I called the church members. Church is
Yeah.
canceled. She's like, Kimberly, what are you doing?
Right. That's awesome.
Kimberly's running
Well, I
things.
love the balance. I love that you guys are nurturing one another, nurturing the growth and the processes that you guys are going through. When we come back, I definitely want to talk about some things that you have done individually, some things that you might have coming up together. And of course, you guys know that I love to end the show off with a faithful moment. So Elizabeth and Kari are going to take us away. So we're going to get into some more music. Okay, so we are back. If you watched the first installment of Friendsgiving, you know that I did something super fun with the besties just to test their knowledge a little bit. So this is going to be fun, but I'm sure I'm going to learn so much more about my guests. So we're going to do a bestie quiz.
Okay.
Elizabeth and Kari both have a dry erase board, and they're going to answer questions about each other the best they know how. Right? So, here is our first question. You guys
Okay.
ready?
We're ready.
All right, we got this.
No pressure, I'm not judging you or
Okay.
anything, but make sure you get it right.
I get right.
Is there money involved?
Right? We
I
want
don't
to
know.
win.
We getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, you heard it first.
Sponsorship.
Diet Coke.
Sponsorship. Diet Coke?
Holla at us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all heard.
Yeah.
All right. So, Christmas is coming up.
Ooh.
What is, give me a list of 3 things that your bestie wants the most for the Christmas season.
Okay.
You got 10 seconds.
Oh, Lord.
All right, time's up. Okay.
We just both keep writing.
That's
time's up.
hilarious.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Elizabeth, let's see. it.
Okay.
Kari's still doing something over here. Let's see.
My bestie one.
A car, a massage, and to be together with her family. How's that? Was that?
That's wonderful. In the previous segment, we talked about how things change. My bestie wants a trip to the DR.
Yes!
Yeah.
Secondly, she wants a trip to the DR.
Yes!
Thirdly, she wants a trip to the DR.
Woo! Fly me out. Where's United?
Here in the corner, I said, please, I hope my number one is a husband.
Oh, darn! Let me take this car out.
So,
husband.
We haven't talked in the last 2 weeks. In the last 2 weeks, that has changed. So you can put that, yeah, I mean, keep the car.
Heart eyes.
There
So
you go.
got four.
Yes. Can you give him a mustache?
Okay, a husband.
Can you give him a goatee?
with a car, wait, and
giving me
money.
massage.
Money.
One so.
Who gives me a
I'm just
massage?
saying.
And if you want to date
spend
my
time
best
with my
friend,
family.
you have to call me because I need to vet you first and make sure that you are worthy, Mr.
Yeah.
Husband,
Yes.
with money and a car.
Let's do it. I love it.
Moving
I
right along.
love it. All right, let's erase. Let's do one
Okay,
more
this
question.
is fun. Let's do more.
One more.
Just one more. Do three more.
Now, Elizabeth, how many times have you been to the DR? Have you? Because I mean, let me tell you,
Wait,
Elizabeth.
are we doing a quiz?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just asking because
Every
every time I look up, she's taking just this beautifully color coded
my second
pictures. They're just wonderful,
Reels and everything.
And I'm just sitting here in the winter.
So
You can go with her. She can
this
keep
trip that we just went, that our city council president Cynthia Mota was at, and our mayor was at. That was trip number 20 for me.
What's that?
Lucky number 20. Yes. Yep.
What is it that attracts you to the Dominican Republic?
I love the Dominican Republic. I
Mi
have
gente.
probably been going there. Yeah, mi gente. I
It's mi
love
gente,
my people in the
yeah.
Dominican Republic. I love everything. I love the culture, the music, the food. I love the country, and I feel like, which even this past September even proved it. Every time I'm there, I feel like they treat me wonderful. So I love everything. I love the culture. And
Listen,
yes,
I love that for you.
I love it. I love.
Awesome. Okay, here, let's get our next question. Ooh. Okay. What's been my greatest accomplishment?
Mine? Am I writing about Kari?
You're
or
writing
mine?
about Kari. Kari's writing about yours.
Oh, I'm writing her greatest accomplishment?
Okay. And I'm writing
What?
Kari's greatest accomplishments.
Just, I mean, as much as 10 seconds is gonna give you. Hold on, let me start a timer because it feels like that was
So,
maybe.
I'm writing her greatest
And I'm
accomplishment.
gonna write
Yeah.
Kari's greatest accomplishment.
What
Okay.
what would she say her greatest accomplishment is?
Her greatest accomplishment was? Oh my God.
Right? This is a hard
Is
one.
this what pressure?
We need more than 10 seconds.
Oh, I'll give you 15.
Wow.
Okay.
15
Greatest
seconds.
Ooh, this is difficult.
Here we go.
No. No way.
Yeah.
One.
Can you give me, can you get like the top 3 best things that?
Sure. All right, we're way past. All right, let's see. All right, Kari, you first. What do you got?
Listen, raising an amazing and successful son.
That's what I would have said.
Yeah, that
That
out of
is-
everything that she is and does. I mean, I
That's
was
the
gonna
answer.
say, truly living out what it means to be a woman who empowers other women. That's the other reason I was gonna, because I feel like everything else she does, that
It's like
is
a
what
nice
makes her.
extension, yeah.
Yeah, that's really.
Absolutely.
And then I was gonna say, just being in this new place of, if I want to go, I'm gonna go. And if there's things that I need, you know, like we were saying in
Right,
the other
yeah.
segment, if there's things you need from someone, ask for it and ask for life. You know what you want. But I think that's something I've watched her involved in.
Right, yeah.
So I think like the women's brunch, the Boss Babes brunch, is a significant new accomplishment for her.
Right.
I actually bought her course and when she put it out on her
She
site.
supports.
Right.
Listen, I was doing
What was
because
the course?
I have courses
It's
on my
still on
website.
there.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes,
y'all.
yes.
What are they?
I bought it
Tell me about
because
the
I was her
courses.
friend.
See?
That was making the best of your time management.
Yeah, time management.
That class changed my life.
Oh,
I was like, let me take you to dinner.
I feel like you're not advertising those ones.
I,
because
you
I
know
had no
what?
idea.
Yeah.
Use Kimberly Holmes. She's looking at this right
Shout
now.
out to
She's
Kimberly.
gonna throw something
The brand
right now.
theology.
Yes.
Yes, my
Come on.
website designer is
Yeah.
gonna throw something at the screen right
Right,
now
right.
because she's right. I need to advertise this more.
Fun fact about one of Kari's answers. So Elizabeth owns a salon, right? And you always tell this story. You always know when it's like a bill collector because your salon is called what?
Elizabeth Anthony's salon.
And her son's name is Anthony. Her name is Elizabeth Strong,
Yes.
though. So she knows if you're real or not when you're calling her. You're like, can
Now
I
they know
please
the
speak to
secret.
Elizabeth Anthony? And she's like, no, there's no way.
No.
You don't belong here. You're not up here.
Please
So-
put Elizabeth, please put Elizabeth Anthony on the do not call list.
I'm like, she's
Right.
not here. She's
Yeah,
not here.
She's not here. She doesn't exist.
Because the real people call and say, hey, Elizabeth, how's Anthony?
Right, exactly. All right, you go ahead.
Okay,
Elizabeth.
so Kari's greatest accomplishment, which I could go on and on and on, because I think Kari's greatest accomplishment is her. It is herself. It is her legacy. It is that she
Just
is
turn the show off. That's a better answer.
Beautiful. No, your answer was
a
right.
really good
Your answer
answer.
was right. That is, if she would have told me to write my own stuff, that's what I would have wrote.
So nice.
Your biggest accomplishment is you and your legacy. And the way you carry yourself and what you stand for and the things you stand for is your biggest accomplishment. It's how people view you and how you're viewed in this community and how people love and adore you and respect you. And it is your legacy. Just everything about you speaks for you. It's just like your greatest accomplishment.
I love
So
it.
I just want to thank everyone for coming today. We're done, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday season. Thank you very much.
She took her purse like Viola Davis and she walked at it.
Are you serious? That's so
Are you serious?
It's true, yes. You leave
So
such a
sweet.
legacy. Yes.
So we absolutely love
'Cause we're
friendships.
so young,
and
Brie.
right, absolutely.
To think that you have a legacy at a young age. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
you absolutely. Listen, and we're building it, and we are here,
right,
and we are
honestly.
doing it. Listen, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel for more Faith and Fashion
Yes.
360 in the flesh, live, and all that good stuff. Kari, Elizabeth. Did you see what I did?
Yep. That's okay.
Say Kari.
Because we're twinning. Because we're twinning.
Please tell everyone how they can connect with you, please. How can we connect with you?
You guys can actually call me. All of my phone numbers. You call me. As you heard.
She might not answer for 48 hours.
As you heard, if you message me on social media.
You can call me. I've never anybody
Don't
ever
call me
said-
ever.
Call me
You
on my
don't call me.
Don't call
Look at me. Look at me. Don't call me.
223-5831. 484-223-5831. Or my community voicemail number, 484-619-3896. That is on all my flyers, which is another thing. If you got anything to say and you did it and somebody says it to you or they had something to say about me, you know they didn't want to. Spineless. But that's another show.
What happened?
Something happened.
I don't know. What?
You know how people be like,
Something happened.
Elizabeth and I were scared. I was like, listen.
I am ending the year free.
Amen. Amen. We love it.
You know when people like, well, I'm gonna talk to her. No, if you want to talk to me, you can reach me. But
She
seriously,
said to call
She
it.
does put her phone number out there, so you can't be like, I
so,
can't.
Yeah.
so you can definitely
Okay,
reach me.
there you go.
But in all seriousness, you can contact me. The best way to reach me is on my phone. It's listed on my social media accounts, and it's also my social media accounts. Even sometimes when I'm managing for other people, I'm putting things up for them, tagging other people, and I may not always check my messages.
Right,
So
right,
really, I mean, if you go on social media, like Elizabeth said, in all seriousness, I might not see it for like 2 days.
You're gonna get a latent period. It's
Yeah.
definitely gonna
So
be a latent period.
it's and then I like to be available. I'm a talker. I'm a communicator,
Right.
and that's when I kind of get a feel for people and what they're doing. If I
Absolutely.
can work with them as a client.
And I will go ahead and link all of that
Yeah.
down below.
I have
Elizabeth, how
another
can we?
concert, 28
Oh,
stuff. Lots
she's
of
doing
stuff.
a tour. Get well
Bestie
time.
on tour, okay? So to get in touch with me, so you can't call me. So I am a really good Instagram user.
That's like the exceptions.
Right.
Don't call me. I can call her. Well, she can call her.
I'm not a
I
great
call
phone
you,
answerer.
don't call.
So, and of course, my job requires me to be using both of my hands all the time, so I can't usually pick up when I'm working. So you can reach me at Instagram at eStrongBeauty, which is the Instagram I use the most, so you can find all of my fabulous life of travel and glam and hair and makeup and my makeup brush collection and us doing positive, fun, amazing things. You'll find us on there. Also, you can find me at the salon's Instagram, which is Elizabeth Anthony's Salon. So there'll be 2 S's in it. Elizabeth Anthony's Salon. And also on my Instagram, my bestie just made me a new flyer that has all of my contact information. So depending on what you want me for, if it's for hair, if it's for beauty director, if you want makeup brushes, if you want me to come and guest speak, if you want me to be a motivational speaker, there's different avenues to reach me. So my flyer is up that she made me with all of those avenues so that'll direct you to exactly where you want to go.
Awesome, awesome. Well,
yes.
ladies, thank you again for being here. I have
you.
truly enjoyed it. Make sure you
too.
guys connect with them outside of tonight's episode.
Yes.
Make sure that you commit yourself to being a good friend. It's not always easy. It's not always something that but it's attainable. It's attainable with some work and with some commitment. So if nothing else, use this as an example. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.